Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Free agency is a very fun time period for NBA enthusiasts. So you're probably going to start seeing like maybe even 3 videos a day. I apologize if it starts to get a little bit too much. I'll try and tackle a lot of different stuff in each video. But today we're talking about Colin Sexton. This is interesting because I remember making a Colin Sexton video this year. I remember making one. And I remember nobody liking the idea of it. I am still not opposed to the Houston Rockets acquiring Colin Sexton. And I'm going to break it down to you why. So, essentially, the last couple of days, like I said, this is a free agency week right here. And Colin Sexton's probably going to be on the move from Cleveland. I actually don't really know if they're going to try and sign and trade him, because he's a restricted free agent. I don't know if they're going to try and sign and trade him or if they're just going to maybe give him a qualifying. I don't know exactly how the situation is going to go down, but I want to talk about the Houston Rockets having Colin Sexton in this video. Whether it was via trade, whether it's via just a sign and trade, whether it's just via a free agent pickup, let's talk about it, because here's my thing. Colin Sexton's a really good basketball player, all right? That's what shies me away from a trade is Cleveland's going to want something, maybe it would be something as simple as like Eric Gordon for Colin Sexton. I don't know. I'm not a GM. Thank God, right? Thank goodness I'm not a GM. 2 years ago, so Colin Sexton got injured this past season. Very unfortunate, only played 11 games. 2 seasons ago was his first year at shooting guard because of the emergence of Darius Garland. Well, dropped 24.3 points per game, actually dropped a career high in assists at 4.4. He's a good three-point shooter, career 38%. Season before that, 21 points per game, only 3 assists. That's when he was still the point guard. I don't know exactly how the KPJ, Jalen Green, Colin Sexton, I don't know how we would balance all of our guards, throw in Eric Gordon, throw in Josh Christopher in there. But what I will tell you is this. I'm very hopeful for Kevin Porter Jr., like very, very hopeful for Kevin. I have his stats. I was going to make a video on KPJ earlier today, but I didn't get around to it. And essentially, without Christian Wood and post-All-Star break, I've made videos on this. I've talked about it. Kevin Porter Jr. dropped like 19 and 8 post-All-Star break with like 2 turnovers per game, and he was shooting 40% from downtown. So I think KPJ is actually a point guard, and I think he's going to prove that this next season. Apparently, the Houston Rockets are keeping it somewhat. They're keeping themselves flexible, right? This is something I really try and nail home every single video. But apparently, they're taking the Kevin Porter Jr. extension like on the safer side. So maybe with the new CBA agreement next season, maybe they don't even want to pay Kevin Porter Jr. unless it's clear he's going to be like at least an all-star. But Colin Sexton, the idea of having Colin Sexton, Jalen Green, and Kevin Porter Jr., I don't think that idea alone should scare you off. What I think more so should scare you off is the money, because realistically, when you combine both of them, Colin Sexton's best fit is not going to be in Houston. But what I am trying to make this video for is if it were to happen, it's not the end all. It's not, time to hit the panic button. This is something I've been saying in almost every single video I've been making. I'm sorry if it's starting to get redundant, but there are some people who don't watch these videos all the way through and they get pissed off at me when I don't mention this. The Houston Rockets should spend $0 acquiring new free agents this season. They should spend $0, guys. Jae'Sean Tate, they had a team deal, they had a team option, they declined it so they can give him a restructured, team-friendly contract. My guess is this. The Houston Rockets and Jae'Sean Tate already have an idea of the contract. They might already even have the exact contract, the exact deal that they want to be put in place. But see, the thing is this. He's a restricted free agent right now, which means theoretically a team could offer him a bunch of money and we could lose Jae'Sean Tate. There's no way Jae'Sean doesn't want to come back to Houston unless he's worried that he's not going to be a starter and he's better suited testing the free agent market, which I guess is a realistic possibility. But here's why. There's going to be so much more money next season. The contracts you're going to see next year they're going to be ludicrous. They're going to be ludicrous. You thought Shaq was mad that Rudy Gobert has his contract. Just wait 10 years from now, because they're going to be even more ridiculous. It's going to be like more like MLB contracts. So we want to be as flexible as possible next season. So that's why if I had to pick, do I want Colin Sexton on the Houston Rockets? The answer is no. It's not because I think the KPJ, Jalen Green, and Colin Sexton trio won't work, because what would happen is this. If we realistically want to be a championship caliber team, KPJ and Jalen Green, they're not enough. I feel like that should be obvious, but somehow it's not obvious. People hear like a shooting guard, even drafting like at 29, like hearing the thought of drafting a shooting guard, people are like, we already have enough of those. We haven't seen Ty Washington put on a basketball uniform yet. Josh Christopher's looking good. Like, these guys are looking good, but you can't tell me Derek White wasn't important to the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics probably don't make the finals. They probably don't have as successful as a postseason run as they did if they didn't have Derek White. Same thing with the Warriors. Jordan Poole. They're not the same team without Jordan Poole. You can have six-man scorers that are still seeing starter minutes around 30 minutes a night, maybe closing games and just not starting games. Defensively, there's a lot of issues with KPJ, Jalen Green, and Colin Sexton, which is another huge reason why I don't want that to happen. But hopefully you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. Like, I can understand why some people would want Sexton on the roster, but I think those people who want Sexton on the roster don't know what contracts are going to look like next season. And I think it's important, if we're going to go sign a big name free agent, I don't think it should be this season. I think it should be next season, when you have not only a bigger class, a bigger superstar class, a bigger star class, you just have a better free agent class next season. And I get like a six-man versatile combo guard would be really nice, but I don't think it should be Colin Sexton because of the bag he's going to want. Now, maybe with this injury this past season, it's not going to be that bad of a deal, and that is probably why there is some rumored interest with Houston. It's almost similar to Jae'Sean Tate. Like, if you can get a really good basketball player that you can see being on your team for a long period of time, at least 3 seasons, that's why they want to offer Tate this money right now, because they see the future and they're like, all right, no matter what happens, we want Jae'Sean Tate, but next year, let's say he's worth $10 million right now, next season he's going to be worth at least $15 million. It's that crazy. It's just like 2016, guys. Mozgov got 4 years, $60 million. Who would ever do that? I know that was so long ago, and maybe it makes sense. No. Who's paying Dellavedova 4 years, $80 million? No, nobody is doing that. That is what happened. So that's the reasoning behind paying Jae'Sean Tate right now, declining his team option, giving him a 3-year contract, maybe something very similar to what we saw when he got signed 3 years ago, like 2 years or 3 years with a team option in the third year. Whatever the situation is going to be, it's better to pay Jae'Sean Tate right now than it is next season. And the same logic would apply to Colin Sexton, unless Colin Sexton has a shitty year next year and he starts to fall off. But at that point, that's like a whole bunch more hypothetical. So that's why to me, I'm trying to just logically explain why Colin Sexton and the Rockets have rumored interest. The Rockets have rumored interest in Collin is because money's going to be crazy next season. He's coming off an injury. Combo guards are something everybody needs. You always need bench scorers. You always need bench players. And, maybe you'd be able to get him at like a $15 million a year evaluation. I would take Colin Sexton $15 million. Like, Luke Kennard's getting paid more than that, guys. So it's food for thought, but paying anybody right now, except the Jae'Sean Tate deal, is not, like, paying somebody big bucks is not in our best interest. It's not in the Rockets' best interest, because not only the way our roster is set up to just have so much money next year, but we got to pay these 7 first-round draft picks we've had in the last 2 years eventually. You just want to be as financially flexible as you can in these rebuilding years. And when you make a splash, you want to make a big splash, like, Cat or, KD, like something crazy like that, and then fill it out after. So, I don't know, just kind of a rambling on video. Sorry if you if it was boring, actually, I don't know. I shouldn't really apologize for that. Sorry for taking up so much of your guys' day, because I know time is valuable. So I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Like, seriously, it means the world to me that people take time out of their day to watch me talk Houston Rockets basketball. I will never stop uploading daily Rockets content as long as I'm able. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button, hit that sub button. I was an idiot and slept in. I guess I didn't set an alarm last night, and I missed my daily live NBA show. So it was just Serio. But tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be throwing the link in. There's going to be a lot to react to, and we'll see you there. So peace. Appreciate it.